Alright, hey guys, this is Mikey and Adam back. We're doing another Let's Play episode.
Hi.
And today, we are going to be talking about surviving school, the things you have to know, and just so you don't get, pushed around, just so you could have like a good time in school and you won't have to dread it every day because all bullying and all that stuff, that's just terrible. Like, that's not even considerate, and that's
That
not
ain't
good.
chill, bro.
Alright, so I think first about surviving school, I want to talk about things like don't act cocky, don't brag, things like that. I have actually a friend right now, his name's Connor. He doesn't brag or anything. He's one of the nicest people I've met, and I think no one in the school doesn't like him. He's got almost everybody likes him. He's friends with almost everyone. He's just like the guy you always want to be around. He's like one of those people that you always want to be around because he's just so nice. I think I was Uvuing with him today. Yeah, I was pretty soon, not too long ago. But like, he doesn't talk down on anyone. He doesn't brag. He doesn't act cocky. And I guess that's probably what a lot of girls look like for in a guy. See what I mean, Mikey? Like, they don't want a guy who's just like a jerk. So
Arrogant.
like, that's definitely a good trait. You always want to be confident, but you don't want to be like cocky. Like, I could probably get him on an episode of this, Mikey, and get him to tell you guys because I don't think he'd mind. That'd be cool. I'll probably have him guest next episode. Alright? And the second one is you don't want people to push you around. Alright? And if they already do, then just try and stop it. And you might hear this a lot, teacher, like, turn the other cheek. And I always used to be like, yeah, it's bullcrap. Yeah, right, this doesn't work. Fight them. Well, I've tried it, and it actually does work. If someone's like pushing you around or something, and you're just like, hey man, can you please just stop and just walk away, they'll be like, alright, this guy seriously just said something to me, so don't really want to mess with him anymore. And like, you'll hear that in like all these like stories, and you'll be like, that's not true. Well, it's true. If you want to try it, go ahead, because it works, and it's like, it's crazy. Alright, you want to say anything, Mike, about stuff like this?
Well, this isn't to scare you guys or for like anyone that's going into high school. Well, Adam, I don't think you haven't gone to high school yet.
No, I'm going next year.
Alright, well, I am in high school, and high school is not too bad, but it depends on where you go. Like, I don't have a lot of boys, and it could be like I'm not like disliked very much. Like, I'm pretty popular. I don't want to brag or anything, and I don't really see too much, but I mean, I know it does happen to like certain kids in certain groups. But the important thing is you just don't ostracize anyone, or like if you don't know what that means, don't like exclude anyone from the group, because it does come back to you. Like, if there's a new person that goes to your school and like they seem kind of like shy and weird, and you don't talk to them because you don't want to like be embarrassed or anything, and then they turn up being like the coolest kids ever, and then they don't talk to you because they don't forgive you for ignoring them. Like, that's happened to a couple of my friends, and that's my big story.
Alright, I was going to say, yeah, go on.
And just, like, don't do what everyone else is doing, because if you do, like, you're going to be, like, the follower, and everyone's going to, like, look down on you and just, like, be annoyed.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
one kid, that's what he did, and I didn't mind the kid so much because he was nice, and I didn't make fun of him, but, like, he followed people around, so people called him a sheep for, like, the rest of his his school year. And so he ended up changing schools, which I felt bad for him because I was kind of his friend. I don't know.
Alright, what I was going to say is, in schools like this, or schools that, like at my school, I'm not saying that it's like, they're good schools, but like, there are kids who like, sort of like, they pick on kids and they don't really notice it. So I think the other day I stood up to like these like 3 girls that are like bullying like this, like a larger kid. His name was we'll just go with Mr. T. Alright, so Mr. T was so, he acts weird and sometimes, so you might be like, alright, that's a good enough reason. I could just talk down on him and you might not even notice it, but like, it definitely comes back because if you just kind of like talk with them, like walk in the hallway and say hi, like that definitely makes a difference. Like, they'll be like, alright, someone actually wants to say something to me, someone cares. And you'll hear that a lot, but it's true, because I've had multiple people who have just started to like talk to and stuff who haven't had many friends. And like this one kid, Mr. T, will say, he I got him like he was into like some like magic cards, kind of like Pokemon cards, I think. So I like bought him some from the store, gave them to him for like Christmas or something at school, and you could bet I was his best friend from that day on. So I think that's just a really cool story. And if any of you guys are like Christian or stuff, that's definitely like you'll definitely feel good about it in the end. You're gonna be like, I'm glad I did that, or I'm glad I did this. I definitely helped someone out, and it's just something that you really want to do. All right. Anything you want to say, Mike?
I think that's about it.
Alright.
Don't
Oh
be a
god, I
jerk.
just spilled Coke on my ground. Oh, shoot.
Embarrassing.
Oh god. Alright. You want to add any stories, Mike? I like clean up.
I don't think
I'm
so.
literally cleaning. I'm swiping my floor right now with freaking. Oh, dude, right next. I knew this was going to happen.
So why'd you do
Alright.
that?
Dude, I had like a good moment going on there. Alright.
Stupid.
We'll go on to our next topic. Alright, let's see. Oh, another thing is, started off with about like grades and stuff. Like, you're not a nerd if you get good grades.
I get good grades.
You're a good boy.
I'm an
I get
honors
pretty good.
trig, which is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, you don't even understand logarithms. Make me want to cry and throw up at the same time.
What I was gonna say is. Alright, what I'm gonna say is. You notice that some of the kids who get bad grades are usually the ones doing drugs and stuff that you really don't want to wind your life into, because it'll like become your life, and then like it's just never
get
a good thing to
addicted.
do. Like drugs, it's like drugs you literally put all your time into and all your money into, and you literally get a few little bit of high, but then you feel bad about going behind your parents' backs and all this stuff. And if you don't live with your parents anymore, like, it's still just not a good choice. There's so many better things to do in life than drugs, and I've seen so many kids just taken over by it. And one of my friends, Holden, he was going to do it like twice, but I stopped him both times, and he's not going to do it anymore, and I feel really good that I didn't let him into that. So definitely take it from us. It's definitely not a good thing to do, and you'll hear that, but it's just don't. Alright, and let's see. What else do you think about surviving school? I think we could talk about like relationships and stuff. You see what I mean? Like, a lot of people go into relationships because they'll think it'll like help them,
Boost their ego.
yeah, cope with their stress and stuff like that as well. But like, I
It
mean,
really doesn't. It makes it worse.
if you like someone, then go out with them and talk with them. But you don't want to be like too weird around someone. Like, if all you're trying to do the entire day is talk with that person, then they're gonna know something's up, and you just want to be like act casual. You don't want to act like you're just talking to like your friend. Act like everything's going normal. Nothing's like going on weird.
The most important thing is to just literally just be yourself, because
Yeah.
it's gonna come out eventually, and you don't want a girl like you for what you act like, because then when you,
Yeah.
like, your real person actually does come out, like, she might not like it, or he might not like it.
Yeah. So if you're like going out with a person and you faked your ego for the longest time, and then you're like, and then you start to really like the person, and you just kind of want to, be like, whatever, I'm just gonna start being myself, and the person sees that you're not who you are, she's not gonna go out with you. But I guarantee that if you were yourself the whole time, she'd probably like you even more just for being yourself. So that's definitely a good thing, and you could just tell her, be like, sorry, I wasn't who I am, and she'll probably understand, or he will understand. So definitely, like, most of the stuff people have already probably said, but just please take it from us, like, being serious. This is actually what's going on. Alright, Mike, you know any other things you want to say that you've heard about in high school, like things that are difficult, like grades wise, studying wise, whatever?
Well, I'm not a particularly good studier, which is very bad. Like, that's the most important thing. Like,
Yeah.
school isn't like to teach you how to do math or anything. It's really about like teaching you how to do, like, how to study and become a like better learner, like for college. It's really just preparing you for college. So
Mhm.
it's really important that you get good study habits, because that's probably the most important thing in
Yeah.
high school. And like, make sure you're organized too. I'm pretty bad in both of those areas, which is not necessarily a good thing.
I was gonna say, if you might put aside studying, like, no big deal. I'll try and just do good on this test or whatever by myself. And every now and then you might get a little lucky sometimes, but in the end, when it's a hard test that you think might be easy and stuff, you'd rather want to be prepared, no matter what, because my dad just recently told me about, like, if I got the A, I could buy a new skateboard. So I'll probably be doing that tonight. And so I studied. It was like the Pythagorean theory, like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, stuff like that. And I just made sure I knew this stuff, thought about the impossible of what it could be, that kind of stuff. And I got the highest grade in the class. I got an 103, plus extra credit, extra credit and all that stuff. So, like, if you put yourself to it, you could literally do that stuff. Like, if you want to get good grades, it's not like far off. Not you. Like, if you start studying now, like, it's better to do it now than like a year from now. Like, you want to start as early as possible.
And some of you might say, "Oh, I'm just not smart enough," and
Yeah.
like, I try really hard and stuff, but like, seriously, if you're in high school, the teachers, you just have to read the book, like the textbooks that they give you. Like, I've seen questions on my tests that are literally just right out of the textbook. So it's really important you just read your textbook, and like, the biggest priority part is probably paying attention to your teacher too.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have friends in your class that you're like really close to and you like really want to sit next to them, I mean, it's not a bad thing to sit next to them, but I would suggest
Yeah.
not, because like, you really do get distracted, and like, I don't know, it's better, like, I don't know, it's just hard to explain.
I know what you mean. All right.
Like, I'm bad on that too. I sit next to my friends,
All right. There's
which
something.
is not good.
There's something else I wanted to talk about, like school and stuff. The things that you get yourself into are usually, I'd probably say, sometimes friends would be like, whatever, do this, do that, and definitely not what you want to be doing. Like, if you like, I've had most of my friends like most of my life, and I know them inside out. Like, I know like what the person they are and who they hang out with and stuff like that. So I don't think I would ever like hang out with a person who did like probably like drugs or any of that stuff, because I just think it's the people you surround yourself with is the person you're going to be. So like, if you hang out with druggies, you're definitely probably going to get sucked into peer pressure. So you want to get yourself away from those people, or try and change them and get them to stop doing it. Don't fall into the trap. And another thing is with like people like that, it's just that if you surround yourself with the good people, then I guarantee you will make it a lot farther in life than you did if you surround yourself with other people. Cause I think I sent you this message, Mike. I had a friend. Her name was Sarah, and her brother, when she was like 2 or 3, I think it was, her brother did heroin in high school, and he did it once. I think his parents caught him, and I think they sent him to like counseling, and then pretty much he did it again afterwards, and he died just the second time of doing it. And so she's never got to have an older brother. She never got to meet him. Probably saw him once or twice as like a baby, but never like really recognized that. So it's just like definitely another person falling under trap. Just that's mainly because he probably hung out with some kids who did drugs and got him to do it. And I have a not like a older friend, I guess you'd say, who she does drugs all the time, and she's convinced almost 6 of my friends to do them, and it just makes me mad. Like, she does them, which makes me mad, but then the fact that she's got to make 6 of my friends do them makes me even more mad, because like she's peer pressuring my friends to do things that they don't want to do, and they all said they didn't want to do them, but she just told them to do it, so they did. So it's like, you want to be yourself. You don't want to hop on and do everything that everyone else says. You just want to be honest about most things. And I think definitely I will get my friend Connor to come on and just kind of tell you guys what he does and why almost everybody thinks that he's like the nicest person ever. So I think if you want to add anything else, Mikey, that's probably going to be the end of this episode. And if you guys have any comments or questions or anything, school or middle school or whatever you're in, if you're older, or, whatever, I guess you would just ask it, and we will give you the best advice possible. And yeah, Mikey, you want to say anything? All right, cool.
No, I think that's about
All
it.
right, with our friend Connor.
Get ready for the next episode.
All right,
Boys
thanks, guys.
and
Bye.
girls. See you guys.